The top story, a DACA recipient's behind bars.
This past Friday, the Dreamer was arrested while protesting family separation. ISIS believes the arrest was to silence him.
Neighbors are having a party and I'm gonna go wash laundry. A good way to spend Friday night.
Protesters actually had permission from the property owner who told police they were allowed to stay as long as it remained peaceful.
I can't sleep. This is the nightly routine. Go do laundry at 3 a.m.
My name is Sergio Salazar, or Mapache. I was born in Juarez in 1999, and I grew up in the so-called United States of America. And right now we are in so-called Mexico, and that's Monterrey. In the last months of this summer, we started an occupation on the Northeast ICE Processing Center in San Antonio. Occupy ICE was about mobilizing a community to show ICE and to show everyone in San Antonio that ICE is not welcome in San Antonio or anywhere in Texas or anywhere in the United States. It was a non-stop protest.
Private property, I'm giving you a warning right now, you're trespassing, so you need to get off our property. You know better, let's go.
Y'all know better not to deport families, separate kids, put kids in cages.
This is your warning. I got people here to witness it right now. Don't come on the property anymore, don't interfere with us, or it's gonna be handled accordingly. You got it?
Hey, Apache.
What's up?
You didn't, I don't think you just got this, but they said we step on the property, instant arrest for criminal trespassing. They're giving us that warning. All this for 4 people with a banner.
At around 8 a.m., I got up, I walked away from camp, and then an unmarked truck drove up behind me and he called me over, and then he stepped down and I saw he had a badge and a gun, and they yelled at me, "You are under arrest. Your DACA has expired and you are in this country illegally." My DACA was being renewed. I had applied for the renewal at Raíces, and I was protected by DACA until the day of my arrest. And that same day I was arrested and my DACA was denied. I've always known that because of my undocumented status, it was an extra risk. And I would always tell my friends at every protest, okay, y'all, just don't let me get grabbed, because if I'm arrested, I'll get deported. But I never wanted to let it stop me. So in the summer of 2018, I tweeted out some tweets that cited violence or showed that I was in a violent mood internally. But ultimately, these tweets that are in my evidence packet, which is what put me on the FBI's watch list, weren't anything that could have ever been used in a court of law. These tweets look bad, but they're not a crime. Because if they were a crime, I would have been charged with a crime, and I would have done jail time before my deportation. But they aren't. These tweets are literally just a teenager, freshly 18, blowing off the steam of a life which they didn't even ask for. In my evidence packet, I am listed off as a member of Antifa or an anarchist extremist. The FBI and ICE, well, they did a very good job at making me look like a bad person. It was enough for me to get my deportation order. I was held in a holding cell, and I see the 2 FBI agents walk in, and I'm taken out of my holding cell and put into a little office space. And just like the movies, they sit you down and they turned on a recorder. They told me that if I were to give them information about my political beliefs, about the occupation or the friends that I have, that it would help me in my immigration case, which was a lie. That's a strategy that they use on people who are assumed to be gang members. They tell them that if they turn into an informant, it will help their immigration case. So I was being treated like a criminal. Is the correct response to these kinds of vulgar tweets, is the correct response to abduct a teenager and imprison them for 40 days and then toss them out of a country into a country they've never known, without a phone call, without any kind of resource, to exile somebody? I think that's archaic, and I think that's barbaric. I wish I had been more careful with my presence online, and I wish I didn't say those things that I did, because ultimately they're not any part of my belief. They're not anything I stand behind. But as far as protesting ICE and the injustices and the violence against migrants and asylum seekers and refugees and families, I don't regret that at all. I don't think I ever will.